Hey guys, Katie Book Corner here, coming to you with my November wrap-up. And let me tell you, my November reading month was crazy. Let me tell you. So I totally went off the rail with my reading. I had set a TBR, which I didn't stick to. I went off my TBR, and I ended up reading a total of 18 books in the month of November. Some of them were physical books, some of them were ebooks. So yeah, the first book I happened to have read was an ebook, and it was The Near Witch by V.E. Schwab, and it was her first published book. I just picked it up because I started reading V. Schwab's adult book series, and so I'm like, let me start with her first book, which happened to be The Near Witch. I picked it up. I devoured it in about 2 days. I absolutely enjoyed it. I loved it. Through the thick and the thin of it. I was happy I picked up The Near Witch, because I'm starting to fall more in love with V.E. Schwab's books. The next book I picked up was Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. It's book 2 in her Renegades series. I read Renegades in October. I absolutely loved it. I listened to Renegades and read Renegades. I listened to the audiobook also. This time around, I just read the book. I might pick up the audiobook later on, but I enjoyed it, which is why I'm going to read the last book in the series, Supernova, in December. So I'm very excited about that. After reading Arch Enemies, I picked up The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy, which is the next book in the Montague series by Mackenzie Lee. I read A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue a couple months ago, and I enjoyed it. I actually listened to it on audio, but with this one, I actually read the book. I enjoyed it. I'm excited that there's going to be a third book coming out in 2020. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the next book I read in the month of November was my reread of the Cruel Prince series by Hallie Black. So I picked up Cruel Prince by Hallie Black just because The Queen of Nothing came out in November. And I wanted to do a reread of the series before I got to The Queen of Nothing. Best decision ever, because I forgot how much I really enjoyed reading The Cruel Prince. So I read The Cruel Prince again. After reading the Cruel Prince, I read Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zusak. That's another ebook I read in the month of November. I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as I loved The Book Thief. So I gave Bridge of Clay, I think, 4 out of 5 stars, or even 3 out of 5 stars. But it was a good book, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did his other book. After reading Bridge of Clay, I read The Librarian at Auschwitz, which is, it was a good book. I enjoyed it. It was definitely dark, and it was something I was always interested in reading. So I read Librarian at Auschwitz. It was a powerful book. I still enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, just because at times the subject was just too hard to handle. After The Librarian of Auschwitz, I picked up Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. It was one of the 2 classics I wanted to read this month in November. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm a fan of Jane Austen, so I enjoyed it through thick and thin. So I'm happy I picked up Mansfield Park. Um, so yeah, after doing Mansfield Park, I picked up Howl's Moving Castle. I had already seen the Studio Ghibli version of Howl's Moving Castle, and I knew it was a book, but I had never read the book. So I picked up the book. I absolutely loved the book. If you asked me to choose between the two, I won't be able to. Um, I enjoyed it. I'm happy I picked up the book. After Howl's Moving Castle, I actually picked up The Iliad by Homer. It was my other classic I wanted to read for the month. I absolutely enjoyed it. I enjoy stories about Greek mythology and stuff that happens in ancient Greece. So I enjoyed reading the Iliad and the story of the Trojan War through different eyes. After that, I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. She's the author of the Strange the Dreamer series, and I've read the Strange the Dreamer series, and I've enjoyed it, and so I wanted to pick up her other series. So I picked up The Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I enjoyed it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the premise of it. After the Daughter of Smoke book, I actually picked up, here's it, Wicked King by Holly Black. I really enjoyed reading this again, and being able to be back in the world of Holly Black and the world of Fae. I enjoyed it. I'm sad this series is over. Hopefully she could do possibly spin-off, hopefully, because I need to know what happens to these lovable characters. I then picked up Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. It's one of the series that I've been meaning to read, but I haven't picked it up yet. So I picked up the ebook for Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children through Libby, and I enjoyed the story so much that I plan to read the second book in the series in December. So I'm excited to get to that. After reading Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, I picked up Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. He was the author of the Six of Crows, Shadow and Bone trilogy, King of Scars. She has come out with an adult series. I enjoyed this. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely something I didn't think I would read. But I love Leigh Bardugo's writing, so I was more than willing to pick it up and give it a shot. So I believe it's either 4 out of 5 star or 5 star. I don't remember. I have to do that. I picked up The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. This is the last book in the series. I finished this book in about 2 days. I picked it up the day it came out. I was actually in the city, and so I went to the Strand bookstore and I picked this up. I loved this book. This is definitely a 5-star rating. I'm sad it's over, but I absolutely enjoyed it. So, yeah. I loved The Queen of Nothing. Book 15 happens to be Great Saloon by Christine Cashore. I liked it. I didn't fully love it. It's an enjoyable story. It's another book that I saw so much talk about on BookTube, and I wanted to give a shot. I enjoyed it. The story was good. Book 16 happens to be Shadowcaster by Cindy Williams-Tyrmand. It's book 2 of one of her many series. I wanted to give it a shot because I liked the first book. I enjoyed Flamecaster, so I picked up Shadowcaster. And then I started her other series, and with the book Warrior Heir by Cindy Williams-Tyrmand. I enjoyed it. It was definitely something new that I didn't think I would enjoy. But I cannot put it down, and I enjoyed it. So, last but not least, my last book for the month that I finished on November 30th was This Beast, which is The Toll by Neil Shusterman. This is book 3 in the Arc of Setsu trilogy. I devoured this book. It may have taken me a little bit longer to read, but I was happy that I took the time. To read this, because I was not ready for this series to be over. I'm sad that it's over, but I finished it. I enjoyed it. Um, I enjoyed the story, and with everything that happened in this book, it's like, ah! So, those are the 18 books I read in the month of November. And let me tell you, it was crazy that I was able to read the 18 books, because I was also doing NaNoWriMo, which I won. I was able to do 50,000 words for NaNoWriMo. Yay! To be able to do NaNoWriMo and also do reading, it was just, I enjoyed it. And I'm giving you the heads up, December's going to be even more crazy, because I have more books on December's TBR than I do November. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!